Hello, sports fans, and especially the Mountaineers sports fans. How's it going? And as you know, a laughable event happened this past week on Wednesday when Judge Claudia Wilkin here again rebuffed the Power 4 $2.8 billion settlement to pay college athletes. Yeah, it was a joke again. And I got to laugh. I got to laugh at this one because they came back to the table on Wednesday to the court, and the judge basically said that there's still one sticking point on the whole agreement. And that sticking point is what I've said over and over again. It's on the roster limit. It seems that the NCAA and the Power 4 conferences are stuck on a 105-man roster and going to try to force it down the throat of the judge. Well, it's just not going to work because she said if there is no change in the roster limit, there will be no settlement. There will not be a $2.8 billion settlement for the players or for the Power 4 conferences. It's just not going to happen. So she's standing firm, and I'm quite happy that she is for the players because somebody's got to stand up for them. You have attorneys that's making over $775 million over a 10-year period. Yes, this is all about the money. It's not about the players, and I'm beginning to believe it's not really about the game. It's about where the money is going to be allocated. So when we look at this ruling, she sent it back and told them they have 2 weeks to get it together if they want to have a historic settlement of $2.8 billion. Now, I've been talking about this settlement over and over again. And they came in with the argument, meaning the NCAA, basically stating that college coaches have already begun to pare down their rosters to reflect this settlement. Well, the judge didn't buy that malarkey. The judge basically said, you created the problem. The colleges and universities and the Power 4, you created it because you jumped the gun and started cutting players. So she says it's a problem for the NCAA and its member schools to fix. And I agree with her because some of those players that left these schools could really help the roster this year. But the coaches from directions from above started complying with the rules that was not in effect yet. It has not been a settlement yet. I repeat, the judge has not approved a final settlement, but all the college coaches around the nation has been cutting players and sending them places. So it didn't have to be. So she's saying that a 105-man limit is a no-go. And I've said before, 128-man roster for football is what it should be according to federal records. That's the average roster size. And that's what it should start out to be. Quit pinching pennies and quit being cheap, NC2A. It's going to result in about $3 more million being paid out overall per team as far as the players in football on that roster. But coaches need the extra players as well. And she wants them to gradually reduce the roster limit over time until it reaches 105, but not one full shot. You're just going to be at a 105-man roster. That's not fair to the players, and it's not fair to the football players that were on the roster to begin with. It just doesn't make sense. But here again, they want to play up because they were at a meeting in Florida where they were waiting on the ruling, and they were sure that they were going to jam this down her throat, this 105-man roster limit. She rejected it boldly. And then they're talking about, and the media is playing up, that the NCAA is reworking the rules based upon the settlement. Also, they're working on a platform, and this is technology coming into play, that they're going to be able to track the players, track the money that's going to be paid to the players. Well, that's all well and good. But there's one big area here that we still need to solve, and I don't know that the judge is going to address it or how it's going to be taken care of. And the rules are, why don't they address these rules while they're at it? Kill the private Neil collective or the booster collective. Kill it. With this settlement, the players will start being paid. So there will be a system in place. So now there's no reason for this collective to even be in place. And if it is to be in place, it should be used to create platforms for players with regard to player management and that sort of thing. Put millions into that and let everybody come in and interview and talk to the players. And don't close it in. Let everybody have access to try to educate these players. But quit getting in the middle of the sports business that the AD and the presidents of the university should be doing. College kids should not be negotiating with private neo collectives. You saw what happened down in Tennessee with that quarterback. He is a no better quarterback than anybody else on that team, and he's not better than his teammates. And it's time to quit paying superstars to come in when there's only one national championship trophy to be handed out. It's time to get this thing in line and kill the Neil. Why not talk about and address the issue of employer-employee? Why not talk about that? You're going to put $135,000 in each of these players' pockets. What are they going to do with the $135,000? Universities are not built to handle these type of matters. All they're going to give them is a 1099. So there's player management issues that have got to be addressed. Employer, employee. If they're employees of the university, then you can withhold federal taxes and state taxes, Medicare taxes, Social Security from their paychecks. This is not going to happen as the deal is currently constructed, but nobody's talking about that. And you don't expect me to believe that the academicians and all of these people that are sitting around at these universities and college remotely knows how to manage a player when it comes to these payouts. They don't have anybody on staff that's going to be able to handle that because they've never practiced it. I've been in the business of representing athletes, and I've seen and handled their finances, millions and millions of dollars, and it's not easy. So they're going to have to address the compliance matters associated with the players and quit doing institutional-based solutions when you don't even want to pay the players. You're fighting over a roster. Get the compliance issues settled. That's the way it goes. And then there's this thing about CFP revenues. What's going on with that? Is that going to be included in the bona fide revenues to share with the players? Yes, I'm about the players getting what they justly deserve, but I'm also interested in the universities opening up the process to let others in to help educate the players on what's to come with this money that's going to hit into their hands, that they're going to get from this settlement. So there's a lot to be done, but it was a joke for them to come back to court with the same agreement, defying what the judge wanted. A 105-man roster is not going to make it. It ain't going to happen. It's either going to be 120 or 128, and it should be 128. Pay the money to the players and quit being cheap. And the frank of the day is, this was foolishness in real time. I will repeat again, what they tried to pull and what the NCAA tried to pull, it was foolishness in real time. And that is the frank of the day. You can catch me on at Be Frank for Real on YouTube, One Minority Voice, One View. You can take this and repost it, do whatever you have to do, share it with the parents, share it with the athletes. But there's something to be gained here. Everybody that you think is working within your best interest is not. These athletes have to be protected. They've got to be on the roster of the college football team, and you got to pay them. And it should not be hardships placed on players trying to rapidly find a team. They can make the team where they're at. I'm pretty sure at a 128-man roster, you can keep a lot of athletes around. And then they can learn the rules as they go forward. But the shotgun approach does not work for me. And so players, you better wake up and understand what your interest is at this table and quit thinking that everybody is bargaining on your behalf. And if we don't get this stuff fixed quickly, you're looking at other things that is not even being discussed. Collective bargaining in representing of the players. So just traipsing around, going to Congress for an antitrust exemption is not going to solve these problems for the athletes and what they should be getting. So before going up there trying to get laws changed, take care of these. And reworking old rules and not addressing the real problems is why we have this problem in the first place. Over 75 to 100 years of foolishness in real time. The product is the player. Make no doubt about it. You cannot fill up 60,000, 65,000 seat stadium and not know where they're here. They're not there to see the coaches. They're there to see the players perform and do what they do. And if they get so good, they can go to the NFL. But you've got issues in college football that has to be cleaned up, and it starts with the private neo collective. Get rid of it. Kill it. You've got collective bargaining problems. You've got employer-employee problems. You have player compliance problems. You've got player management problems. You have agent infiltration. You've got all of these people that's going to be coming into what I call the new economy, which I'm going to address next. It's going to be player management and compliance. So you better catch it. You better tell the directors of player relations at these colleges, and also the players, you better tune into this one, because this is the one you're going to need. There's a difference between theory and practice. A big difference. There's difference between substance and form. So what I'm bringing it and putting it, as Joe Madison once said, I'm going to put it where the goats can get it. And that's what I'm going to say. And yes, go on and repost it and share, because this thing is for real. But what they try to pull on the judge is laughable. And I got to laugh out loud. It doesn't work, baby. Sooner or later, you got to pay the piper. So I'm signing off. And baby, see you later.